Well, what do I say about this one? Um, let's start with the positives, I guess, because there are positives. It's hard for me to talk about them in a positive manner, but there is an entire unit on this team that played amazing tonight. The defense, every single player on that defense, the line, the linebackers, the secondary, all of them, um, they're incredible. I mean, Detroit couldn't run the ball on us, sub 3 yards per carry. They didn't really bust any big plays. I don't think they had any run longer than 9 yards. Contained them. Everybody on that defense was crashing the run hard. And against the pass, a dangerous Detroit team. They lost Eric Ebron early, and he didn't come back, but Calvin and Golden were out there. And Stafford, I'll say this. Stafford didn't have a very good game. He averaged about less than 6 yards per attempt, which is bad. One thing I'll say for Stafford that I really noticed tonight, and I know this has been the case for him throughout most of his career, but that dude knows how to get the ball out to avoid the sack. I mean, sometimes he's just throwing it away. Sometimes he's even throwing it for a 3-yard loss. Sometimes he's throwing it for a worthless gain. But that dude, we put pressure on him all game. I think our defensive line played great. I think our defense absolutely put pressure on him, but we didn't sack him once. And we only hit him a few times because he was consistently able to get the ball out and preserve himself. And I'll kind of get to the other side of that in a minute here, but yeah, absolutely. This defense, the offense needs to buy the entire defense new cars or something because I don't want to say they just saved our season, but it would have looked really bad at 1-3 heading into this game in Cincinnati. So this defense, yeah, wow. We gave up the one field goal drive, and we gave up the one long drive at the end that well, you guys saw it. You know what I'm talking about. Other than that, punt, 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 punt. The turnovers are not there yet. The turnovers will be there. This defensive line is playing really well. Eventually, we're going to start to force turnovers. Hasn't happened very much yet. It will. So, yeah. There's nothing bad I can say about this defense. The one time this game they gave up a long drive, Cam Chancellor manned up at the 1-yard line, punched the ball out, and saved the game. May very well have saved the season. I don't know. I'm not going to go that far, but it is debatable. This would have been an ugly, ugly bad loss. This would have been something that would take me a while to get over, and they saved it. Nothing but good things to say about every player who plays on this defense. Offense. I know Pete Carroll and Tom Cable preach patience. And I know there are plays out there tonight that you can find where things hold up and the offense executes. But this is starting to get unsustainable. Not just because we're not putting up points, but because somebody's going to get hurt. We just gave our quarterback $90 million, and he's getting pummeled 10 times a game back in the pocket. Not James Carpenter, Justin Britt. Sometimes he's not even getting a hand on these rushers. Sometimes he doesn't even touch them. Drew Noack, false starting. How do you false start as a center? I don't get that. He did it twice tonight. Had I think one holding call. Low snap, high snap, killed 2 drives with bad snaps. Just a mess. Even Russell Okung, who didn't have a terrible game tonight, I saw him getting pushed around on a few plays out there. Team cannot run the ball, can't pass block. And this was going to be one of the weaker pass rushes we played this week. And I know they blitzed a lot tonight. They sent a lot of defensive back blitzes, and that's a thing. Absolutely, that's a thing. But it is starting to get not even annoying or obnoxious or bad. It's starting to become like You have to max protect just because I don't care if you don't score any points in the next game because you're going into the max protect, because that would be better than getting your $90 million quarterback hurt. And that's where we're headed. It's not just the sacks. He got sacked 6 times tonight, which seems like the pass blocking is going backwards, not forwards. It's the hits. Gets hit after he throws. Gets hit on running plays. I'm just really frustrated because this game was over, and the inability of the line to pass block got Detroit back in the game with that fumble return for the touchdown. I mean, the game was over. I mean, all we had to do was hold our ground, and Detroit was not going to be able to drive the field to get 2 scores. The only way they were going to be able to get back in that game is if we gave them a score and shrunk the game like that, and that's what we gave them. And I'll say this, Russell Wilson did some phenomenal stuff in this game just to keep the offense in it a little bit, just to get the 13 points that we got. Max, all the props in the world to him for that first 35, 40 minutes, evading sacks, hitting that big play to Curse down the field, hitting Baldwin in the end zone. Jimmy Graham got involved in the passing game for a few catches. Tyler Lockett had a bad game on special teams, but he made up for it by making some really good plays on offense. Really impressed with what Tyler Lockett did on offense tonight. That fumble, the second fumble, that one that got returned for the touchdown, was all Wilson. Yeah, the offensive line should have picked up that blitz by, I can't remember who the defensive back was, but yeah, but you cannot let the ball get poked out. Fall down, take the sack. I know it sucks. I know you are sick of getting sacked, clearly. But if you fall down, take the sack, and we punt, then quite frankly, Detroit still has to drive the length of the field twice to win that game. And they showed nothing to me that they were going to be able to do that. So yeah, that's on him. Other than that, I mean, really, after a game like this, you want to rag on the entire offense, and you could, but I'm not really going to sit here and do that. In my mind, these wide receivers are doing everything they can, having a really good season, actually. Doug Baldwin and Jermaine Kearse and even Jimmy Graham, as much as people talk about it, and Tyler Lockett and even Chris Matthews, they're producing when the opportunities are there. I think Doug Baldwin has caught like 80% of the targets that have been thrown his way this season. Jimmy Graham has a very high target percentage this season. I feel like the running backs are doing what they can, given that the offensive line cannot block. But yeah, I can't kill those guys. They're doing what they can. This is all about a team that has a lot of talent. It does. Has talent all over the defense, has a lot of talent at the skill positions on offense. And some, the receivers aren't great, but they're okay. The tight ends are phenomenal. The running backs tonight were not good, but in general, they are good. And I see an offensive line that is in danger of ruining this entire season for us. Just sinking the whole thing. And that would not be okay. I mean, it's hard to assemble a list of talented players like this and for it to fall apart because of offensive line play would be unacceptable. Other than that, I said there was a good chance we would win ugly, and we did, but that was beyond ugly. When I said ugly, I meant maybe we win 20-10. Winning by 1 yard, because I don't think the offense would have been able to drive the field at the end of that game. Winning by 1 yard, which is what happened. It's not okay. Something has to change. I don't know if it's Tom Cable. I don't know if it's the players. I don't know what it is. But something has to change just for the simple fact that Wilson is going to get hurt if this keeps up. He's going to. It's inevitable. And we cannot just sit by and let that happen. 2-2. Very tough game next week coming off the short week. But we can work with this. The first half of the season is for figuring this stuff out. But we've got a month, maybe 2 months to figure this out. And if we don't see something by then this season, cancel it. At least long-term Super Bowl wise, you can forget about it. Right now, just need to pick it up a little bit, get better every week, and things are going to be okay. But tonight was playing with fire, and this close to getting burned. See you guys later. It's kind of rough right now, but 2-2, kind of where I thought we would be after 4 games. Tough one next week. See you later.